Michael Jordan and LeBron James. If you ever mention those two in the same sentence, you're bound to get into an argument or start a basketball debate. And over the past few days, the picture you see on your screen, it has been making its way around social media, and it's opened up a bunch of questions about this picture and about a possible LeBron James and Michael Jordan matchup. And when it comes to social media, facts and evidence usually aren't taking center stage, and as with any debate regarding these two players, fans go to the absolute extremes. So I'd like to make clear that people who are claiming that either LeBron dropped 40 or that Jordan locked LeBron down, they have absolutely no proof to back those claims up. And in this video, I'm going to separate fact from fiction and try to get to the bottom of who actually won these matchups, if any of these matchups even happened. So the first thing I want to get to, where this picture is actually taking place. And according to a source and former NBA player, he says this picture was taken at Michael Jordan's flight school camp in Santa Barbara. And according to him, the scrimmage was very lighthearted, and LeBron and MJ, they never matched up directly against each other. And if you know anything about Michael Jordan's flight school camp, it's more of an instructional camp with lots of drills, lectures, and it's mostly about learning the game of basketball at the highest level. So according to my source, LeBron and MJ in this alleged scrimmage, they did not go head-to-head against each other. Now, just because Jordan and LeBron didn't directly play one-on-one in that particular game, that doesn't mean they couldn't have at some point in their lives. And Maverick Carter, a close friend and business partner of LeBron James, he sat down with Chris Broussard in 2016 and gave some insight into how good a 16-year-old LeBron James actually was.
But they're pros.
Yeah.
Why the hell do they care
Great
about
high school
a
player.
16-year-old high school player? Who the hell is that? What difference does it make? We're here to get our work in, and we're trying to get better. But then Tim would let him in at the end of the run. And so when he was 16, he played a couple pickup games against like Paul and Jerry and Twan. And Twan was fantastic. Talk a lot of shit and play and do the shimmy and Ron. And he was out there playing. And if you watch the game, he wasn't like dominating. He wasn't like, but he didn't stick out. You didn't go like, oh, there's a kid out there. It was like, oh, there's just another player out there. Like, you know, he got a couple buckets, went up and down. He wasn't at all ready to defend. You know, like if Stackhouse called him, he'd take him to the hole. He wasn't at all ready to defend. But on offense, you know, if you can pass, you can play. And he could pass, and he had the size and the ability to get in and got a couple buckets. And it'd be interesting to see how he remembers those games. But I remember them for sure as him not at all ready to defend, but he never stuck out either way, which is impressive for a 16-year-old kid. He never stuck out like he doesn't belong. Yeah. But he also didn't stick out like he wasn't dominating anyone.
Now, shortly after these games ended, Maverick Carter and LeBron James, they would run into Michael Jordan in the parking lot. And here's LeBron talking about the experience and what it was like to meet Michael Jordan for the first time.
The first, so I'm growing up and I'm watching, this guy, Michael Jordan. I think all you guys know him, I think. So I'm growing up watching this guy on TV every day, and I'm like, wow, he's an amazing basketball player. Hopefully someday I get an opportunity to meet him. So I think it was my junior year in high school. I go up to Chicago and I go to a gym called Hoops where he plays basketball in the summertime. And I didn't know he was going to be there. But I seen him walking towards me, and it was kind of like he was walking on air. I had to pinch myself. Is that Michael? Who? And it's like he was like Black Jesus to me. Like I was like, are you finally here?
So that was a very interesting story from LeBron James on what it was like to meet Michael Jordan for the first time. But the story really gets interesting and kind of confusing when Artest talks about him playing as a young LeBron at that very same Hoops gym in Chicago.
He was cooking. Nobody can guard him, LeBron James. At all. They couldn't guard him. I'm like, I'm getting embarrassed. He's embarrassing us. So he's coming down full speed, LeBron James. Boom. I lay him on the floor. He get up and start cooking more. He's just tough. He was about 225 at that time. But I remember him just being tough.
So Artest and Maverick Carter, they definitely have different stories. Maverick Carter remembers LeBron holding his own and not really being a standout, compared to Artest, who definitely recalls LeBron standing out and even dominating NBA players, including himself. And if you're still wondering if LeBron and Jordan, if they ever played against each other or with each other in a pickup game, Artest, he kind of does allude to that in this next clip.
Yeah. I was in Chicago because I got drafted, and then the runs was at Hoops.
Is this when this is when you broke his ribs? This is the
this is that time.
So the same first time you met him, you broke his ribs?
Actually, maybe like the 5th or 6th game I played against Michael.
Right.
And it was an accident. It was an accident. He was going hard. It was crazy. I was.
Did you get death threats or something like that?
No, I was in the house for 2 days. I couldn't. I was.
You depressed?
Super depressed. Michael called me, yo. So to fast forward, we playing. Michael posted me up. You can't let Michael get the ball. At this point, he's the best player in the league.
Yeah.
I broke his record averaging 25. He's been averaging 35. He's out 3 months. So he was cooking everybody. You know what I'm saying? Finley was in there. Stackhouse was in there. A young LeBron was in there.
So after watching both those clips from Artest, it's very hard to see if Michael Jordan and LeBron, if they actually did match up against each other, but I think it is pretty clear LeBron and Jordan, they were at least in the same gym during the same pickup runs. As Ron Artest did say, Jordan was dominating with young LeBron in the building. I don't think that means he was dominating LeBron per se, but I think LeBron and Jordan, they were definitely in the same hoops gym. And as we saw earlier in the video, LeBron, he already was familiar with the hoops gym in Chicago, so it definitely is very likely that Jordan and LeBron, they were at least at the same gym at the same time. Now, unless one of these players comes forward and basically says they dominate the other, I don't think we'll ever know the full story. I do think it's kind of odd that neither player has ever really brought these runs up, and it's kind of come from secondhand sources, so I did find that a little odd, considering Jordan, he loves telling the story about how he dominated OJ Mayo in a pickup game, but he did not mention dominating LeBron. Maybe that's because they never played against each other, but I do find that a little odd. And you gotta think back to the early 2000s, there wasn't nearly as much technology or cameras being available, and LeBron James at the time, he was a superstar in high school, but I doubt anyone in that gym thought he was going to go on to be a top 5 player of all time, so there probably wasn't any reason for them to try to record the games. But I mean, if we ever do get footage, that would be very interesting to see, and it would essentially be discovering a lost piece of basketball history, which I think all NBA fans would cherish, because it's two of the greatest players of all time, both not in their primes, going against each other, being in the same gym, being ultra competitive. And just me personally, judging from all the interviews and all the articles, I do think Jordan and LeBron, I think they did square off against each other. I don't know who had the edge in the competition. I could see Michael Jordan being a veteran and absolutely schooling a young LeBron James, or I could see the complete opposite. I could see an old, rusty Michael Jordan getting outplayed and outran by young LeBron James, who's hungry to be one of the best players in the world. And I think social media really blew this picture out of proportion, because I don't think it would have any bearing on the GOAT debate, or any kind of debate that pertain to Jordan being better than LeBron, or LeBron being better than Jordan. For example, if Jordan beat LeBron in these scrimmages, I don't think anyone would hold that against LeBron. And the same thing can be said for LeBron. If he beat Jordan, I don't think people would hold that against Jordan, considering he was way out of his prime, and LeBron was way younger. But I did think it was an interesting story, and I think it was important to get all the facts out there, because there was a lot of misinformation surrounding these pictures. And as usual, when it comes to LeBron and Jordan, there are a lot of strong opinions, so I just want to set the record straight, and I just want to make the video to kind of get the truth out there. So thank you for watching this video. I'm going to provide all the links to articles and videos in the description, so if you guys wanted to further investigate, you could do it for yourselves. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.